think they forgot an A, or maybe that the Koreans don't put an A. I don't know. Well, he puts an. I don't know. For whatever reason, there's no A back there. So I don't know. He puts an A in his own name. So whatever. KT Flash, Wasangaz, Jaedong. Here we go. First set. It is match point. We got Jaedong in the top right in red, and Flash in the bottom left in green. So what are we gonna see? I said earlier that I am going to predict a 2-hatch Muta build from the Jaedong, from the J-Dizzle. That's just my guess, and other than that, I have no idea where this is going to go after that, and we'll see what he's got in store here for us. This should be just the start to a fantastic series of matches. You just got so much to look forward to. You're going to have the best micro between these two players, the best macro between these two players, the best strategies. You've got two extremely experienced players when it comes to best of threes, best of fives, just these longer series where it takes some experience and it really takes a lot more know-how, a lot more calmness in order to really succeed. We've seen a lot of people play really well, and then when it comes down to the later stages, the best of threes, best of fives versus other top players, they kind of just fall off. Recently, OSL, you look at Movie fell. I think it was his first best of 5 televised, and he just fell to Flash. Not that it was necessarily up to jitters. I think Movie played about as well as he could have. I didn't expect him to do too much better than he did, but definitely fell to Flash. And then I think that my best example is going to be Cal, who for whatever reason always does poorly at the end of Star Leagues when it comes to those long best of 3, best of 5 series against top players. We have to have that mental fortitude and to really do well. It just seems like he's lacking some, and we're seeing a 12 pool here from Jaedong. 12 pool with gas, a little bit of an interesting build here. Normally you either see something either at 9 or a 12 hatch, usually early pool or hatch, not sort of this like middle build. This is sort of a middling 12 pool build. Normally you only see this prevalent in ZVZ. But we'll see what Jaedong's got in store for us here without the 12 hatch and without an early Ling rush. He's obviously with the 12 pool, the Lings are going to be out considerably later, so he's not really going to be able to put on too much pressure. And so I don't think that's going to be the build. I think he's throwing out a second hatch right now at his natural expansion. This is very odd to me why he would go for a 12 pool rather than a 12 hatch. Unless he, for some reason, maybe is fearing a bunker rush. That could be something that he didn't want to just go straight for a 12 hatch, just because Flash, as I said, in the last 2 versus Zerg games that Flash has played, it has been against the Zergs where he's bunker rushed. So it could be one of those cases. And actually, first 100 gas going to layer, too, so extremely fast, extremely fast 2 hatch later. This is, wow, this is pretty ridiculous here. I think we're going to see some very quick tech to 2 hatch mutas here, and Flash is going for a basic 1 rack into CC, and he knows that this is coming. He got the SCV scout in there, it's sitting there, getting a lot of information, seeing the number of drones and things, so he knows that this is a 12 pool hatch into layer. And he's still getting a lot of good information, so he's going to be able to get prepared. I think he's throwing up some supply deals probably pretty soon, probably at about the time the layer finishes. He'll throw down an engineering bay. And just so that way he'll have time in order to get his turrets up and things like that. And this SCV is still alive. Jaedong not quite able to pick it off quite yet. And just this little bits of information, seeing how much droning up Jaedong does is important, because he's been sitting here watching. He knows that there's not going to be any sort of a Ling run by, and he'll also be able to see if speed necessarily kicks. And just these little pieces of information for Flash are useful. They're not huge. They're not monumental, of course. For the most part, they're not monumental, but there are just little things that he gets to see, and that will add to comfort level to his game. And being comfortable is always something that's very important in StarCraft. It's hard to underestimate just how important it is to be comfortable as you're playing. If you have confidence in what you're doing, if you have confidence in your build, you will be playing that same exact build. You will be playing that so much better, and yeah, that's definitely going to be helpful for him with that. Just a little bit of extra scouting information going in there. And the Spire is coming up now, so we should be seeing engineering base start pretty soon here. Wants to get that doesn't want to end up being late with his turrets or anything. I think he knows the timing though. Flash, I'm sure, is very well prepared. Sorry about that. My throat getting a little bit scratchy there. We do have the second gas as well for Jaedong and the Academy for Flash. So Flash is, and there's the engineering base, stuck up there, down there in the corner, almost hidden away there from view. And I think that scouting SCV is still alive. Nope, those are just circling. Looks like it finally went down, probably in the bottom right or something like that. It went down. Spire is almost complete, and turrets should be up in time. Spire is almost complete, engineering bay should be almost complete as well, so turrets should be up well in time to deal with this 2-hatch Muta, as long as Flash positions them correctly and doesn't skimp. We have seen Flash before. Flash does have some of the best M&M micro versus Mutalisk around. If you watch when he uses his Marines, you'll note that a lot of times that they actually focus on one Mutalisk. The shots don't get split up that often, and it's really impressive to watch. But because of that skill, sometimes he skimps a little bit on turrets. Maybe he'll only get 2 turrets where he might need 3 or 4. He'll only get 2 or something like that. And sometimes that can lead him astray. So just have to be a little bit careful here. Probably doesn't want to play too many of those kinds of games with the J Dizzle. Probably wants to play a little bit safer here. It looks like we're going to have 3 turrets up in the natural expansion, 2 already up, and a 3rd one coming. The first Mutalisk have popped, but they're not going to be able to beat the 3rd turret. I don't think they'll be able to beat that. We got some Zerglings being positioned to try and get a run-by in here as well. Now we get to see some of Jaedong's Mutalisk micro coming in here, going to try and pick off 1 turret. Might actually be able to pick off 1 turret. Is going to be able to pick off 1 turret before that 3rd one comes up. And it looks like another turret also being built there in the natural expansion as well. So 3 turrets up right now, and a 4th one being constructed. And Jaedong with the Mutalisk going to try and continuously pick off some SCVs. Could have some success here. Only 1 turret really adequately protecting all of the SCVs from this northern half right now, and now he's going to be able to start picking at some of these Marines. The medic is kind of misplaced, so he can hit a lot of these northern Marines without worrying about medics healing them, and doing a really good job here picking off a lot of Marines. A lot of Marines have gone down. Probably a half dozen or more Marines have gone down right now, so that is definitely very painful. I'm also throwing up 3rd hatchery at the natural expansion for Jaedong, so definitely some nice Mutalisk micro there. Needs to keep those things nicely stacked and keep trying to do some damage. No turrets in the natural expansion. Crazy. No turrets in the natural expansion. And I think that might have been an upgrading engineering bay, probably trying to get some +1 attack here. And finally throwing up some turrets now in the main, but this is kind of late. I don't see any turrets right now. And now Marine's going to try and catch these Mutalisks. Going to try and catch these Mutalisks, and they are able to catch Mutalisks and not able to kill any, though. And these Mutalisks once again picking off a couple of these SCVs, building buildings, and once again Marines not with the medics, not with the Marines, so these Marines just are unable to do enough damage, and the SCVs are being pulled off to the gas. So delayed mining, heavily delayed mining. 1 Mutalisk does go down, but so many Marines have gone down. I'm thinking 12, 15 Marines have already gone down. Several SCVs have already gone down at both bases, and he's being joined by some more Mutalisks that have been rallied to that position. So this is some great play by Jaedong. This 2-hatch Muta build is absolutely working fantastically. I'm just astonished by the lack of medics, or the lack of medic positioning here. No turrets really in the main mineral line. This is awful for Flash. Flash is absolutely falling way far behind right now in this game, and one of his medics does get picked off. Only a couple left right now. Just a severe lack of medics, I feel. And now it's just a lack of Marines and medics. All the Marines do go down. Everything is dead. Medics should all be going down as well. Mutal is still streaming in, and there's 1 turret in the main. 1 turret. That's it. Another one trying to be built up here. SCVs being picked off left and right. Jaedong is taking this game. Flash, GG! GG from Flash from this first game. Jaedong takes the first set with this crazy 12 pool into 2-hatch Muta build, catching Flash off guard. Flash unable to adequately defend himself. Not enough turrets, not enough medics, and Jaedong with some fantastic micro takes set 1. So whatever you may have thought that Flash was just going to roll over Jaedong because Flash is just in tip-top form, well, beware. Jaedong is here. Jaedong is not a guy that's going to just roll over and say, hey, Flash, you want your duels? You think that you're awesome? You want both titles? He is not going to roll over. Jaedong, look at that. He's not even looking at the camera. He is a deathly face of concentration here. So, wow, Jaedong absolutely fantastically winning that first game. We're going to go on to the second set on Ultimatum, and I'll see you guys all there. There's a couple more minutes added at the end of this video, but I'm just going to ignore them because, well, I think we all want to see the next set. So I will see you guys all in the next set.